look at this ring I got. Isn't this cute? It's a rose with like a leaf. And then look at the necklace. Look, it's another rose with leaves. Anyway, I like it. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick, do a quick video. I know I say that all the time. I just want to let you know what I thought of the products that I used this week. I kind of used a hodgepodge of products this week, mainly because I was focusing on a foundation and a concealer. So I'm going to tell you about that. And first I'm going to tell you what, hey Rose, hey girl. First I'm going to tell you what eyeshadows, ma'am, what eyeshadows I used this week. And yes, I am going to be buying Pat McGrath's Celestial Odyssey. Is that what it's called? I don't care what it's called. I'm buying it. So the bigger palette, it's like the one that she came out with. Rose, you're really in the way, but okay. So Celestial Divinity, I think, was last year, and here is that palette. I have used it in a like weekly palette thing, and I like it a lot. I have to pull it out more. I've been trying to use my Pat McGrath palettes a little bit more because I feel like I treat them like fine dining wear, fine dinner wear, and so I only use them on special occasions. But like, you know what? Every day is a special occasion. Anyway, so she's coming out with another of those, and I think it's called Celestial Odyssey. So I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna review it for you. The other thing that I'm getting, oh, that comes out Monday, is Tina the Fancy Face, her collab with Odin's Eye. I think that I'm just going to get her palette and not the other two. I think there are 3 coming out, but I want to support, and you know, Tina's a fellow Caribbean gal, so gotta do that. Anyway, let's get into it, y'all. Okay, so like I said, I did kind of like a hodgepodge of things this week, and one of the palettes that I used, I think I did one palette a day, honestly. I used the Glam palette, which is by Natasha Denona, and it is my most recent, I think, outside of the retro palette from Natasha Denona. And I'm liking it so far. I can say that this shade here is my favorite, and I think it's because it has like a pinky, sort of like champagne pink tone to it. And let's see, I actually really like this lash line shade. I'm not sure why. It's the only like lash line shade in the palette, but I enjoy it to put on the lower lash line. And then, yeah, I like the shimmers. I am starting to feel like a lot of the shades might look the same, or the looks might look the same, but I'm still gonna play with it a bit more. So I did one look with it and it was okay. I think I used quite a bit of the shades, and that's why I'm feeling like the looks might come out the same. So I used like a lot of the shimmers and then went in with several of the mattes, and I have yet to try these lighter mattes here, so I'm gonna make a point to do that. So far, you know, it's the same lovely what's the word, formula that we all know from Natasha Denona, and it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. So it's like a warmer cool tone palette. So let me know what you think about the Glam palette if you have it. I'm going to play around with it some more. And then I also ended up using the Mini Retro, and I think I've shown this before. So I actually tried to use all of the shades, which is not very hard for me when I'm doing a look with these mini palettes. I didn't like it that much. I think it was just the look. Like, I just wasn't feeling that look that day. You know, like when you do your makeup and you're like, ew. But I didn't change it. I was like, whatever, girl, you gonna wear this makeup. And I kind of stuck with, no, actually I didn't use all the shades. I'm sorry. I think I stuck with these two. No, I'm lying. Yes, I did. Okay. Whew. So I used like the pink shimmers on the eye, and I blended things out with this matte here in the middle that is called 60s. And I did add a bit of the grayish green shimmer, and so I really wanted to do like a pink and grayish green look, and I just didn't like it. So I don't think it was the palette's fault. I'm gonna give it another chance. The thing with me doing all kinds of stuff this week is that I was like hopping from palette to palette, so it wasn't, you know, I didn't like stick to one so I could like really see, but I was just feeling some kind of way this week. The other one that I use is the Cutie Palette from Nabla. This is the Analogue palette, and here it is. I don't believe I've even shown this on camera. So this is a newer one for me, and the names are really cute. They're dark room, overexposed, contact sheet, camera roll, noise, 35mm. So this one here, this is the shade Dark Room. I'm gonna show you. It is, I think it's called a latex matte. Here it is. So to me, it looks deeper in the pan than it shows up on me, on my skin tone. And trying to use this, it reminds me of the Natasha Denona cream to powder or cream powder formula. And I'm fine with those in her palettes. For some reason, I was like struggling with the Nabla one, and I want to say that they call it a latex matte. It was just a bit more difficult for me to use personally. I ended up having to use my finger a lot for the looks I did, or the look I did. I also used Overexposed, and this is another one where I feel like I had to use my finger because with a brush, it just wasn't like blending out very well. It's a very pretty color, like a duochrome, and you can see that there is like gold, shift, pink. It's really nice in terms of shade, but I did have to use my finger for the best sort of application to transfer to my eye. And I also think, just want to swatch this one. This is 35mm. So the colors or the shimmery shades I think are just really pretty. I just was a little disappointed that I had to use my fingers, honestly. So I got like eyeshadow or something on my dress. I'm very upset about it. This is what happens when you have big boobs, like they in the way. Anyway, the last palette that I used this week, that I used today, is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Instant Eye Palette. Ma'am. And yeah, this is my only like larger palette from Charlotte Tilbury. I really wanted to see if the shades would show up on me. So today I used all of these shades here as well as this shade here. So 4 shades. And I really like the look that I came up with. It's just like a simple like pinky rosé. Rosé. This is why I don't let you in here. Do you mind? Do you mind? Oh, Jesus, this cat. What was I saying? I use these for. I have before used these 3 here. So Charlotte Tilbury does these larger palettes, actually, and her quads. She kind of indicates what you should do with them. So basically, this one is day. This one is desk. These 3. Date night are these 3, and the last one is dream. Rose, do you mind? You don't? Thank you. So yeah, I like it. It's very pink. I like pink, so I think that is one of the reasons. I am often surprised by how her palettes show up on my skin tone, because I wouldn't say that she has the best shade ranges. Sorry, that was just like in my face. I wouldn't say that she has the best shade ranges, especially for her foundation. especially for her face products. Okay, Rosé, girl. Ciao. Okay. So the two products that I really focused on this week are from Pat McGrath, my bestie, and I used her foundation as well as her concealer. So the foundation I got is in the shade Deep 32, and the concealer I got in MD24. Is that correct? What does it even mean? Okay, so the foundation, I've been wanting to try it. I just haven't, and I've worn it all week. I have it on right now, and it is called the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. Now, this foundation is a lot runnier than I expected. It almost is like colored water, but like a little bit of a thicker consistency. So it is a light coverage foundation. I want to say you can build it up to medium, but when I did build it up, I didn't like it as much. I actually prefer it as just like a light coverage foundation. Now, I ended up using that foundation with several primers, or two primers. The first one is the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I used this under my foundation, I think most days this week. And then today I actually used the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. Now, okay, I'll explain that in a minute. And the concealer I like. It is, so the foundation's super liquidy and thin. The concealer is like the total opposite. Like this concealer is pretty thick and full coverage. So that is kind of weird. Like usually I like my foundation to be fuller coverage, and concealer I could go, you know, it can be lighter, it can be fuller. But that felt kind of strange to me that I was using a more full coverage concealer and a more light to medium coverage foundation. Also, it dries super quickly, so I know a lot of us will let concealer like sit and kind of marinate, but when I did that, like it would be harder to blend things out. And I ended up using several things to apply these products this week. So one of them was the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. A lot of people really like this. It's also one of my favorites. It has this nice like slanted brush head, so you can really just like get in to where you need to get in, right? So I used that. I also used my Sonia G Jumbo Base, and this is from the, wait, there's Fusion collection. So I liked it with this. I like this foundation brush. And I think I also used the Sonia G base brush from the Lotus collection. So I tried all of those, and then I also at times used my Stands Out sponge. So I think I ended up liking using them, or putting on the foundation with a brush, and then if needing to, kind of patting things in with the sponge. Now, so the first day I kind of put it on, I didn't realize how much of a light coverage it was going to be. So I built it up, and I found that I got a bit cakey throughout the day. But the past couple of days, what I've been doing is spot concealing with concealer that is more towards my skin tone, and then going in with the foundation. So the concealer that I have been using is the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Concealer in Deep 410. So this is much closer to my skin tone than this one, because I like to use a bit of a lighter concealer under my eyes. And so when I did that and I blended that concealer in, and then I put the foundation on top, I liked that, and I felt like it was giving me the coverage that I would like still not full coverage, but it did kind of cancel out like hyperpigmentation and stuff like that, because without putting that concealer underneath, the foundation didn't cover those things. Oh wait, I forgot I have notes. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so I have that one layer didn't cover hyperpigmentation. It's buildable, but I felt that it breaks down by the end of the day. And I really did prefer it when I spot concealed and then went in with the foundation. A few days, I felt like it was pretty transfer resistant. I don't know if you've had that experience. If you've used this foundation, let me know. Okay, so I feel like this foundation, when I start out in the morning, my morning clients, I just feel like I look so good. Girl, when we get to the afternoon, I'm shiny. I'm just it's different. And that is after setting my under eyes and eyes where I put, or I'm sorry, areas where I put my concealer, setting it with Pat McGrath's under eye setting powder, and then the rest of my face using Laura Mercier loose setting powder. So I do set my face, but this Pat McGrath foundation is like, we don't care. I will also say that I find that I'm oilier when I use the Tatcha Silk Canvas, liquid silk canvas. Now this is not one that's meant to really control or do anything for your oils, so I'm never really surprised when I'm a little oily. But when I got up to go like check the door because I bought Rose a toy, I looked in the mirror and I was like, whew, girl, you glowing with oil. So yeah, I like this like out the gate. First out the gate, I really enjoy this foundation. As the day goes on, I don't like it as much, especially since my days are long. Like I don't have time to like be fixing stuff. So I do have like a powder that I keep next to my like desk area. So I have been able to just kind of pat that on to blot away some of the shine, but yeah, it's I don't like it for long wear, and I don't like it for my oiliness. So I'm gonna use it, but I think I'll use it when like I don't even know, like short days. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. And I'm okay. I'm okay saying that this product from my bestie is not my favorite. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to let her know. But yeah, I kind of wanted to like it a lot more than I did. And the concealer is fine. Like these two things have just not, for me at least, replaced any of the other things that I'm currently loving. So nothing can replace my NARS Soft Matte. I've come to like that realization and I'm fine with it. And for concealer, I've really been liking the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer. I didn't use that to spot conceal because I feel like that one is so creamy. I just thought it was gonna move around. And I find that the Extra Shot one dries down a lot better. Let's see if I have any other notes about that. Okay, so the other thing that I used, I mentioned that I used the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is my first time using this primer. Like back in the day, I used to wear like quite a bit of Tarte and then, you know, I stopped. And I like this primer. It's very smoothing. I like the feel of it. Put this down. Ooh, my bad. So you can see it. It's very smoothing. I like the feel of it, and it rubs in very well. I don't know that it does anything for like longevity, and definitely didn't feel like it did anything for oiliness. I will say that that primer, I think, made my foundation last longer than the Tatcha Silk Canvas. And then I actually forgot to mention that I used a Danessa Myricks Color Fix. This isn't the one. Oh, here it is. I used one of the Color Fix in the shade Rustic. And what I did with this is that I just put like a drop on each eye. I blended it out, and then I went in with a matte shade in one of my other palettes that I just used to blend out. So it was pretty much a one and done kind of thing, but with blending a bit more. And then I had like a cute like dark lip on. It was real cute. Ooh. Okay. I think that is it. So I will, like I said, be purchasing that Pat McGrath shadow as well as palette, as well as the Odin's Eye. I'm debating if I'll get the quads from Pat McGrath, because they do look similar to all the other quads. So I'm gonna have to see. And I also just got in the mail my Hydro Grip Primer from Milk. So what I will do, I think it's going to be better to use this like during the week. Ooh, oh, hi, yes. Just so that I can see how long it lasts. So I'm excited to try it though. I actually have a tiny sample of the Abh Eye Primer. I'm surprised how much I like it, because I don't have ABH stuff. I have one thing from them now. I used to have a lot more, but I kind of like this primer. I don't know if I'll buy the larger size, but I'm feeling it. I like it. But I'm really excited to use this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Looks like there's a fairly good amount. It's 0.29 fluid ounces. It says 8.5 milliliters. Yeah, so I'm excited about this, and I will of course keep you all updated. That's it. I need to go downstairs because they are coming to service the thermostat. I don't know what they're about to do. I don't know. Just, why did I schedule it for today? I don't want people in my house right now. But anyway, let me know if you've used any of this plethora of product I have talked about today. I hope this was helpful and that you enjoyed it. And I would love for you to like the video. I feel real YouTuber-y saying that. Rose, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.